Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And as you can see, this is unusual. I'm in the Charlotte airport, and I'm still going to do the Wednesday live with the members only. And we got to talk about investments in your time. Is it that time of the year, that time of the day that you got to do your investments? We can talk about tonight. And by the way, welcome. As you can see, Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We might have a glitch tonight because I'm at the airport, and I figured I'd just run live anyhow how we're going to do it. We were going to have Sean Rayford on tonight, but we had a little glitch. I didn't realize that I had a flight during the normal 8:50 p.m. time, and then I scheduled this one a little bit longer, or a little bit later, 9:50 p.m. So that wasn't good enough. As you guys see, I don't have my mask on like I'm supposed to, but you know, if somebody comes by, we will. But I got about 30, 40 minutes, and we can talk about it because on Monday Night Live, a person was asking me about the TIPS, TIPS, which Treasury bond information. And so it was Jonathan Allen. And I see Wilson Coos in the house, even though it's a late night schedule. Greed. Good evening, Mr. Bird and SSN fam. Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys can hear me tonight. Like I said, I'm running live from Charlotte Airport. They don't have the usual. I forgot where I was going. And when I came to Charlotte, I just realized as soon as I got to the 1897 market, I was like, oh, I'm in Charlotte. I've been to so many airports. I forgot where I was. And then I needed to be in another section if I wanted to do this live. But I couldn't make it in time for the 9:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live stream because investments in your time. That's what we're talking about tonight. Real quick, real fast, because we only have about 35, 45 minutes before my connection. But of course, I'm not going to let you guys down in SSN Nation. That's how we do it around here. All right. So I want to welcome everybody that's here. And if you can't chat, there's a reason, because members with the icon can only do chats on Wednesday Night Live. Everybody can see it. In case you missed the video that I dropped earlier today, how to make $1,000 a month. Extra streams of income, leveraging your time. We go over a few things that anybody can start. Even if you don't have any money, you can do it. All right. We also have Curtis Davis in the house. Mr. Financial is here. He's got the icon next to his name. And thank you so much for being here. And I want to let you guys know I really appreciate you being here because this is so fun that I was actually at the airport. I have a layover and I'm doing the live stream using a hotspot, because over here, all the restaurants are closed. So therefore, I couldn't do anything in the restaurant for another 35, 45 minutes. So that's what made it very interesting as well. Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream and his obligatory, let's do this. And as you guys know, we can talk about anything and everything that we want to, but I just wanted to start off with something that a person mentioned on Monday Night Live, which was that Treasury bonds, which I never heard of that, TIPS. And come to find out, it has to do with inflation. So you buy a bond and it's guaranteed that if there's deflation, your principal that you put in, you have that regardless of what happens. So if you put in $1,000, that's fine. But if there's deflation, you still have your $1,000. It's guaranteed. And if there's inflation, then you get the inflated amount. Well, not the actual amount, but they'll give you your 2.6%, for instance, is what it is right now. All right. So that's the most you can get is 2.6% per year. But again, that's a bond situation, which in this environment, I don't know really why a person would invest in bonds. even that type of bond or any other type of bond, because you can easily just get a dividend index fund for that matter and get dividends of more than 2.6%. So again, per year. So again, that's what we have to talk about it. What airport? The ATL? No, Charlotte, CLT, at the Charlotte airport. No, if I was at ATL, I wouldn't. Well, actually, I would have just, actually at the ATL, I don't know what I would have done. It would have been pretty crazy. But anyhow, we'll see how long this goes. If security makes me get on don a mask or not, we'll find out. But I'm sitting over here using the electricity by the carts, behind the screens, and we're making it happen. This is what we have to do sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. But for me, it's always an adventure. So I'm having a little bit of fun tonight while doing this. And I thank everybody for being here. And of course, we're going to open this up. We can talk about anything. All right. Hello, SSN fam. Tanisha Lyles, Miss Price is Right is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. After I then changed an hour later because I was on an airplane until about 20 minutes ago. And I just got lucky and found this little spot where I could actually do something. So I want to thank you guys for being here. Once again, I will reiterate, I dropped a video earlier today, how to make $1,000 a month. And it has to do with using Amazon, the eBays, the Etsy's, the Pinterest, the Facebook Marketplace, and TikToks and Instagram and a whole bunch of places where you can actually go and invest and buy low, sell high. And we even included the scanner today, so people will have a scanner that they can use. So once again, hopefully we got that tips handled. And as far as any other investments that we have to make, ladies and gentlemen, we have to stay diligent right now, because there's not one thing that you can invest in. We have to diversify ourselves. So therefore, you know what we have to do. And once again, I want to apologize because I wanted to have Sean Rayford on, but me and him, we had a miscommunication, or actually I rambled along because I realized earlier today, I was like, oh, he thought 8:50 Wednesday. And of course, it was my fault because I had to reschedule 9:50 p.m. Eastern time. And it kind of threw everything out of whack. Then I said, well, okay, well, let's do it Friday. But then he can't do it Friday. Then I said Wednesday. Then I said, forget that. Because what I was going to do was I was actually going to have him on live playing a few tracks. So live, and then we talk a little bit, and then live kind of thing. But anyhow, his album, it's down below in the description. I think I still left it there. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, down below in the description, if you're into smooth jazz, Sean Rayford, his first album. And this is what I wanted to talk about, investments in your time, because you guys don't understand. He actually picked up a saxophone when he was 35 years old. All right. I don't know how old he is now, but I think he's like around 50. Okay. So in other words, 15 years before he did his first album, because you can do an album these days anytime you want to, but he's in the music business, and it took 15 years before he actually dropped an album. His first album is $9.50. And again, down below in the description, if you like smooth jazz, then that's it. You can also go check on YouTube and go see and listen to some of the music as well. And then, of course, you can buy singles. But I'll just let you know my favorite is In the Moment, which he hasn't released that video yet. Well, it hasn't been made, actually, but it's going to be made probably in the next month or two. And then Good Vibrations is the one I tried to play on Monday that eventually, of course, it got a copyright strike. So they were trying to demonetize it. So I just canceled it. That's why I did it at the beginning. So then I just removed it. But I'm going to make a special video where I won't care about the copyright strike, just specifically for him. And it won't be live. It'll just be a video. So then I know it's going to be copywritten, but at least hopefully I can give him some love from around the world. Hello, Tanisha. All right. How is the face mask situation there? Any security delays due to COVID screening protocols? None whatsoever, Victor Marrero. None in Florida as well. But you still have to, the mask is mandatory. But I'm getting away with it right now because I'm off in the corner and I don't know where security is. So that's why I'm not being hemmed up probably. But as soon as somebody comes around and security and sees me, I'm pretty sure they'll try to enforce it, even though there's nobody within 30 feet of me. But it's okay. I'll comply if that's the situation. But right now, not the situation. All right. So anyhow, hopefully you guys have been investing in something. I don't know what it is. Stocks have went down. Gold, silver, precious metals have went down. Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto has went down. You know what didn't go down though? Them vacation rentals. People are still paying today's price that have increased. In fact, I got to let you guys know something. I finally started opening back up my Airbnb. And literally anything that I had for $299 or $279, anything I had from $279 to $299 on a weekend, I've changed them up to $339. And people are still reserving them. All right. So that just gives you an idea. 10 to 20% increase, and people are still paying the price. And you want to know why? Because the hotels themselves have increased the prices. The resorts have increased their prices. So, and this is actually in Orlando and actually in Hawaii, something even crazier. A studio in Honolulu, Hawaii, that I normally had at like $289 a night on the weekends, I changed it up to $319, and people are still reserving it. All right. So just to let you know, this is why you want to have a business or revenue streams and invest in yourself that way, because you can raise the price when inflation comes or when the cost of goods and services goes up, because that's what's expected. People know it's going to cost more, right? So they don't care about paying. I'm pretty sure Marrero knows what we're talking about here, because he has an 80, 90% booking right now in the Orlando area. Diesel Mike's in the house. Welcome to the members only chat and the live stream. Open to everybody. Good evening, SSN Nation. Thank you so much for being here on the 9:50 p.m. Wednesday night live. The airport, good movie. Tom Hanks, Curtis Davis. That's what I'm doing right now, man. I'm doing that Tom Hanks thing at the airport, except this is the 2021 version because we can go live. And I'm streaming on my laptop, and I'm streaming using StreamYard, and I'm using a hotspot on my phone. How sweet is that? We still made it, ladies and gentlemen. Even though I put down the wrong time, I put 9:50 p.m. time. So for East Coast people, it originally showed at whatever, 12:50 p.m. That's funny. That's hilarious, right? So anyhow, Eric going up on Airbnb like big dogs. Travel ain't cheap in 2021. That's it exactly. It's not cheap. You guys should know, even there's special deals going on with the airlines, but what they're doing is they put out these ridiculous prices, and then they kind of reversed them, where if you book within like 7 to 14 days, unlike in the past, the prices are kind of like dropped. It's incredible. So you just got to be careful and just pay attention. Use all the, tools that you have with the online, Travelocity, Priceline, and actually even go to like Delta, American, and all that. They have low prices depending on where you're going. So this is part of the thing right there. So I'm going to try and see if this is going to mess up. I'm trying to look and see how the live stream's looking. Oh, there it is. I wanted to see. It looks like it's free on my phone. Nope, we're good. All right. It's looking pretty good. All right. So I don't see a problem here. So, all right. Well, let me get off the screen because I don't know what's going on with that. But again, if anything, I don't have any topic that I wanted to really talk about tonight because I knew I could only do like 30, 40 minutes maximum. But I figured we might as well have a little bit of fun. Might as well talk about investments and what we can do to continue to make investments that make sense. You guys know what usually happens when the price goes down for stocks, crypto, even anything, real estate, these assets. When the prices go down, we're supposed to buy more, right? Not run scared, buy more. And then we sit back and wait. That is the MO that we're supposed to do in 2021. On top of that, get our other assets, which means whether that's making money online while you sleep, like I just told you, the Airbnb, that's what I've been doing. You should use a dynamic system set the for you. My Margaritaville home has been booked back to back since January. For me to use it, I have to reserve it months in advance. Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't know if you use Airbnb, but I know what you're talking about. There's a way that you can actually use that. You call it dynamic system, but whenever I've tried to use that, they always have the prices lower than what I want. And I don't want it lower than what I want. And oftentimes it's lower. Like when I was saying I'm charging $319 right now, it would be like $250 or $239 if I let it do it itself. So for me, I'm not willing to miss out on $70, $80 per night. I'd rather, if I don't rent it, it's fine with me, because remember, mine is on demand. It's not like I have, like Marrero has a fixed structure, 365 days a year, he can rent it out. Mine is mobile to maximize, so I don't have to pay every month for what I'm renting out. That's the beauty of it. So that's why I can charge more, because there's no fixed. It's not fixed anyhow. It's not like I'm missing. If nobody rents out, like let's say today for 4 nights or today for the next 2 weeks, that doesn't mean anything to me, because I don't have to pay for any of it. I only pay when people need to go. And so if something costs me, let's say $120 a night, and I can charge $320 a night, I'll take the $200 a night profit, or 175, whatever the numbers are around, 175, 150 a night profit. So then, since it doesn't cost me anything just to let it sit, that's the beauty of it. I don't lose anything. So that's, mine's a little bit different, because I'm actually just using hotel, timeshare type of properties, and it's not a fix like in Punta Cana. What's going to happen is I'm going to have every night. So now when I lose a night, that's actually negative. If every night you don't rent, that's not a good thing. So I have to change it. So then I might have the dynamics on, because then it's a quantity situation. I need as many rentals, as many nights rented as possible. So that would be a better scenario when I have the fixed units versus when I can just pick and choose. So when somebody says I'm going to reserve February, like what happened, somebody's reserving February 11th through the 13th in Scottsdale, Arizona. All right. So it doesn't cost me anything to do it. So it's already booked. Somebody wants to book Christmas and all that stuff. It doesn't cost me if I don't book the rest of the year. So see, I only pay for when people use it, which is the beauty of the thing. All right. It makes it a little differently. But I understand what you're saying. Most people that have a fixed unit would have a dynamic, might work better, because then you'll be like Marrero, where everything's rented damn near 90, 95%. All stocks up. Snap, Tesla, Ford, got EVs. That's right. EVs, we know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Do not sell your EV plays. Even if you bought late, even if you bought in January or February of this year when it was sky high and they went down to 40, 50% less, you should be buying more right now and then taking it for the upside. Just like with Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that, that's down, dropped what, 50%, right? How many people are investing? That's what we want to know, right? Okay. Let me make sure I got to stay up the making sure. Yeah, we're good. All right. I got like an hour, almost 45 minutes more. So it'll be like a normal stream, as long as, yeah, everything's working. We're looking good up here. Yes, that's what you should be. Short-term rental business is crazy hot now, and it doesn't look it will slow down anytime soon. Too bad we can't secure Punta Cana yet. We're losing dough. Tell me about it, Victor Marrero. I was thinking about that the other night. I was sitting there looking at some of the reservations going on Airbnb, and I was thinking, okay, there should be like, hundreds of units available. There's not. Any given week that I've looked, it's not like there's a ton of places available. A ton. What I mean, there should be like 100 places at least, 150 places. But whenever I put in like 4 or 5 people, it only shows me like 10, 20 units. That's it, which is a good thing. And like you said, we are losing out on dough, but all good things take time. And I guess we're going to have to wait, because who knew COVID was going to happen? But because COVID happened, we're able to get in on some great deals. Property values were low because it wasn't a normal 6 million visitors per year to the DR and people snapping things up. Nobody could actually get there and check things out from a lot of countries. So it's a beautiful thing, right? So I'm after my my feet are going dead. I gotta move them around. All right, but yeah, now tell me about it. I thought about that. Airbnb rooms you can max out on concert weekends. Yeah, exactly. Anytime you have a rental, whether it's fixed unit or Airbnb, hotels and all that, you can always max out whenever there's a concert, conventions, um, anything. It gets crazy because it ends up being supply and demand. And that's what you really want. So that's why I do vacation rentals like I do, because I get to pick and choose what the availability are. And of course, the availability is always prime time. So then I can always get way more than normal, like almost 50% more sometimes 75% more. It all depends. Like Victor Marrero mentioned before, when Shakira was at the Hard Rock and they were renting rooms at like $1,250 a night. That's double their rate right now. Well, actually, it's double and a half their rate right now. But they were getting it. And for the future, Marrero's 2-bedroom at the same location, yeah, he doesn't need to charge $1,250, but it would be awesome if he can charge $550, $600 for those however long they're there, 3 days, 4 days. That would be awesome. So yeah, that's how you have to do it with the concerts in Vegas, with the boxing matches, with the UFC, any of big time of even the Raiders are there now. So you get that Friday, Saturday, sometimes Saturday, Sundays. So you can charge more than the $200 a night for a 1-bedroom. You can now up it to $299 to $350. So this is the things that the beauty of vacation rentals. And this is why the real estate game is so extraordinary, because you can do many different things. You can own a unit, a house, a condo, a house in the backyard, or RV in the front yard, like we talked about on Monday. You have so many options that you can do. And in the video that I dropped today, we were talking about leveraging your time and making money while you sleep. Well, Airbnb has this thing called experiences. And what people don't realize is, let's say I'm in whatever city, USA, or whatever city worldwide, and I like to go biking every morning at 5 a.m. Well, they have this thing where you could say, come for the group bike ride at 5 a.m. if you're in the city, and you can charge people for this. Cooking classes, or I'm going to go to a rock concert, or come with me to go to a rock bar, rock band at a bar. We'll go out to a couple of bars. People are charging for this. Cooking classes, like I said, there's different things people are doing. Meet us in the park. Come down to the Golden Gate Park and do some yoga. I mean, there's all this stuff that you can monetize themselves to do, and this is investing in yourself. Why let all these other guys make money the traditional way when you have people coming into cities? Millions of people go into major cities looking for something. They're like, man, they're there by themselves or with two people, and they're looking like, man, it would be nice if I could feel safe and go running or biking or whatever you like to do with other people, and not really just make it random, but you have this group of people that are coming together to go do the same thing and enjoy the same things. That is pretty major. That is on Airbnb, and you can charge for it. That's called experiences. So that's another one of those things that you gotta like. All right, the DR president did a press conference today. My man Marrero's he's on that DR. They're launching the tourism in the South. Hilton and other big hotel chains have signed up to start developing the area. Big money going in. That's right. That's exactly right. That second airport that you were talking about, that's major. Marriott is downtown, but they didn't brand it Marriott. They branded, I think it's going to be called, it's their Springfield, but it's 2 blocks. It's right behind that new project, REA, and the next block back. They already had it fenced off. They already started when I was there in December. And again, it's Springfield Suites, I believe it's going to be called. At least that's what they had out there at the time. Anything can happen in the next year. But yeah, Hilton, Marriott, all those guys want to be in Cap Cana. They also want to be up there at Macau area. So Westin is also there at Macau. So all the big guys, this is like Cuba 1970 or 1960. That's what this is like for the big hotel chains and all that, because you can have a casino there, remember? Don't forget that. You can have a casino in the DR. So they have opportunity that's galore, and it looks like this president of the DR, he's going worldwide with this. If you guys thought 6.5 tourists was going to happen, incorrect. They will reach the 8.9 million tourist number and break all kind of records next year if this COVID thing is fully unreleased. There will be at least 8.5 to 9 million visitors next year from all over the world. And again, I will be missing out. Marrero will be able to get a piece of it because I think his property is going to be done in June, but mine won't be done in June or July or August or September. So I'm looking at 2023 where I'm going to be able to capitalize on the 10 million visitors that will be coming there. So that would be awesome. But man, that is unbelievable. I just can't believe how much they're doing the tourists, which is awesome for their economy. Do costs go up on Airbnb like housekeeping or replenishing furniture? No. Well, I really can't say because, like I said, Airbnb only charges 3.5%. That's it. So as far as any of this housekeeping, no, I'm different. I don't know what Margaritaville, I think Margaritaville's the same. They do the housekeeping. But since I have a condo hotel, the housekeeping is included. That's why it's so beautiful. And replenishing the furniture don't have to do. The timeshare hotel does it. And all of it, the painting and all that. That's why you have a one-time HOA every year, right? So that's the beauty of it. That's why I chose that format for me, so I never had to do nothing. If there's going to be any replenishments like up at the Ridge and Lake Tahoe, they took one section of the resort, they refurbish it, change out the carpets, put in new fixtures and change out the tables, the sofa sleepers, the couches, the beds, all that. I can't remember what their time frame is, but I think it's every 5 years. So, and every resort pretty much is like that. That is a timeshare, right? So you got to keep the owners happy. But that's why I chose that format back in the day, because that minimizes what I have to do. Because if I own it straight out, what you just mentioned, then I have to worry about, right? You're going to have to put in your profit and loss plan. You always are going to have to put that in there where you say, okay, I'm going to have to keep like 5 or 10% for replenishing, refurbishing, replacement. You're always going to have to do that when you have a traditional rental. But when you have the rentals like I have, which are actually timeshare hotels, it takes care of itself. Again, no headache whatsoever. And if there's any issues when the person gets there, that's the other thing too. They just call the front desk. It's nothing to talk about. That's the other reason. So there's lots of reasons why I do it a different way. But the Punta Cana property, clearly I'm going to own those as condos straight out. But it's okay. If I have to, I'll just have my own management company. And not only will I manage my properties, then I'll manage other people's properties. Pretty simple. I don't see why it would be that hard either way. And since we have electronic devices these days where you can put in codes for time stamp and codes for saying, hey, just like a hotel, this code works until 5 p.m. on whatever day. And once that day happens and the person that it's time to leave, that code is off. So they can't go in and out anymore. Pretty simple. So that's what I plan on doing. So we'll see what happens. Marrero's a little different. I think his property might have management, which they do. Every place has management. So, they can handle it in-house. But as you know, when we had Mr. Stasio on and when we had Johan on, they all said the same thing. We're going to have to pay 25 to 30% to have somebody manage your property in the DR. Okay? So no way around it. They charge me 30% from my revenue. However, that includes everything from marketing, receiving the guests, maintenance, painting, minor repairs. I do absolutely nothing. There we go. Yep. So Marrero, I figured Margaritaville was the same because that's actually membership style and high-end hotel. So they don't want to have any deviations. So if you're going to be in the rental program, I'm pretty sure, even though I never owned in Margaritaville, but I'm sure they're at the West End as well, where they don't want to have any deviations. Everything they pretty much want to have the same. So that's, again, that is great. So Marrero's in on the same plan. So he just sets it and forgets it. He doesn't have to worry about anything. He's just collecting money. Every now and then somebody might call for, I don't even know what it could really be because it's rarely do you get calls. But that's minor. All he's doing is accepting reservations. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you want. You want autopilot, less headaches, and everything can be distributed relatively easily. And especially when you know, like Marrero's doing this 90-95% rentals per month at Margaritaville, maybe even higher right now. That's sitting there going on autopilot like you would want. And this is what we're trying to tell you why you got to get some real estate and why you should enter into. This is why the real estate that we're talking about, where we're renting it out, that's an asset. If you live in the property, then what are you're not making any money, right? So that is not an asset. You usually are paying a mortgage or something, or paying the water bills out of your own pocket. When you rent something out, that's what you want to invest in. That's what we're talking about here. And you have the opportunity to get pre-construction property right now with only 10% down, no credit check, no qualifying. I'm going to keep saying this all year. And here we are going to be in July. So for the last 8 months, I've been talking, 9 months, been talking about this. And there's no excuse to if you have revenue coming in that you can pay $1,000 a month or $800 or $500 a month, then you can get yourself a pre-construction condo and some real estate property. And the way the world's working right now, a lot of people are in transit. What I mean by that is a lot of people still go on vacation. Regardless, the people that have money still go on vacation. And keep in mind, it's just not American citizens going on vacation. People are coming from Latin America, Europe, Africa, Canada, Russia, to go to the DR, as well as going all over the country, all over the world. So these are the things that you're going to have to take advantage of, because when this inflation kicks off, it's worldwide. This isn't just in the USA. It's worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Inflation is also in Europe. Inflation is also in Asia. Inflation is everywhere. Every major government is printing money. All right? So that means the value of the dollar goes down, and there's always going to be inflation. That's why you can always charge more in real time. That's why Marrero, he could actually raise his rates if he wanted to and still would have renters. Everybody, and that's why it doesn't matter for us if inflation happens or not, because we're going to raise the rent based on the inflation number. Just like I just did in Honolulu, just like I just did in Orlando, just like I did all over. I just went through all my stuff and raised everything like 10% minimum. And people are still, every time I look at my phone, it's like somebody wants to reserve something. I have mine set on, I have to approve, because I always want people to know that they have to check in before, they have to check in after 4 p.m. and check out after 10 a.m. So I don't want them to just think it's like a normal Airbnb where you just, get a lockbox or get a lock code or whatever. That's why I don't want to just accept people, because I want to let them know exactly. Because some people will send back something going, oh, I wanted to show up at 7 a.m. in the morning. Is that all right? No, that's not all right, because you're not going to be able to check in. So that is not something that I can control. And so therefore, but in Punta Cana, where I do have control, then I could make an exception. I could say, okay, you can check in at 7, you'll be good. But in my scenarios, working with the hotels, they can't check in till 4 p.m. And there might be something else. Like in Hawaii, there's a occupancy Hawaii tax. So I have to let them know, even though I have it in the description, I have to let them know again, just to reiterate, I have to let them know that parking is valet parking. You have to pay for it. So all that I just reiterate and make sure they understand that when they book with me. So therefore, we don't have any problems. So each property always has maybe something a little different here and there, right? So that's their only reason. All right. So Eric, in your mind, do you check 20 to 30% of revenue for stuff? That's right. That's exactly right. That's pretty much it. Airbnb like 25% return per year. No, it's more than that. Well, for me, it's more than that because you got to keep in mind, mine isn't static. So, like for instance, if you have Mardi Gras in New Orleans, you stay at Avenue Plaza Resort. You can stay at Avenue Plaza Resort for $120, $150, $160 a night. But during Mardi Gras, for a studio unit, I'm charging $299 a night. That's double the normal rate. Now, okay, next year it won't be $299 next year. It's going to be like $349 a night for a studio. The one bedroom is going to be $399 a night, and the one bedroom is normally like $200 a night. So it's I wouldn't say it's not 25%. It's not 30. It's more than that. I'm talking about profit wise, not revenues, but return is more than 30%. All right. So it hovers somewhere around 45 to 50. It kind of ranges. It's like 40 to 50. I'll put it that way, depending on the property. Because in Daytona, for instance, Daytona 500 comes, and Bike Week in Daytona, the hotels normally, they only charge like $100 a night, $110 a night. Even when during Bike Week comes, they only charge 200 and maybe 30, 250. So therefore, I can't outpace their 250. So my maintenance fees cost me about 100 a night, something like that, 120 maybe. No, it's not 120. Yeah, it might be 120 because it's 8 something. So yeah, so it's like 840, let's say, for the week, for Bike Week. But now in Bike Week, I can charge like it'll cost somebody like 1,600 for the full week. So again, that's why it drops to 50, and then it'll probably drop a little more because I got 3.5 coming off. So again, that's why I say 40. For me, it stays around 40 to 45%. That's the sweet spot for me. All right. And then sometimes we have some other things going on where we get like free upgrades, like at the Holiday Inn Vacation Club that I own at. So I can book a 1 bedroom, which is way less, and then upgrade to a 2 bedroom for free. So there's all these little twists and turns that you can do to maximize even more profit. So that's why it's very interesting for what I do. Like I said, it's not fixed. Trust me, the 30% is absolutely worth it. Total handoff. My only job is verifying the monthly deposits into my bank. Some owners are doing it themselves, but they're also killing themselves. Yeah, Marrero, I agree with you. That is one of the things that people always ask me. They're like, well, why don't you just rent it yourself? I was like, why would I do that? It's worth it for me to pay people 3%, 5%, even if it was 10 or 20%, just like you. It's worth it because it's rented out. I'm sitting back collecting. We don't have to do anything. Make a phone call every now and then or something. Like I said, it's like minimal. Why would you say, who care about you're still having the profits? So I agree with you 100%. There is no way at Margaritaville that I would be even attempting to rent it out myself, especially people don't understand what Margaritaville. Maybe on Friday when I'm not at the airport, we're gonna go over Margaritaville. People don't understand what it is. Maybe some people here don't know what it is, but it's really actually a high-end location. And so therefore people they get the treatment, and they expect the treatment that they get when they get there. People are happy. They don't mind paying more than they pay more than a resort that would be like less than a mile away. They'll at Margaritaville because of everything that Margaritaville has there. So it's worth it. You got the profit. So why not just sit back and check your deposits? That's what I would do. You need to have a desk clerk to check in the renters, Galaxy will have that, just like a hotel. You have the same setup, correct? Victor Marrero, no. I mean, I shouldn't say that. If you enroll in the Vista Cana thing, then they might have it, but they don't have that set up. The only way they have it set up is if in Vista Cana is if you have the tower unit. That's why originally I wanted the Tower Vista Cana, because that was tied to the hotel. But I have a feeling that they will offer other things, because you know what's going to happen. They're going to be sold out at Tower Vista, and then they're going to be looking for more units, because that's what I would do. I'd be like, what am I doing here? We only have like 120. I don't even know how many units at Tower Vista. I think there's 120 units between 1 bedroom and 2 bedrooms. So what happens once you have all those rented out? You're going to be sitting there going, we're missing out on other money. Especially you're going to be missing out when people come in with six people and they can't fit. And now you got to send them down the road. No, you're probably going to be calling up somebody in Vista Cana going, are you renting your 2 bedroom? So I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody. And quite frankly, if there's not, again, I'm a business guy, an entrepreneur. If somebody doesn't have that, if they don't do that at the hotel, then what I'm going to do is up at the front at Vista Cana, they actually have offices. I'll just rent an office up there and I'll do it. And then I'll involve myself into helping a lot of people, because there's like thousands of units in Vista Cana. So I don't mind taking 30% the going rate to handle things. Not me personally, but I'll get a staff for 30%. We'll be able to cover that easily. So yeah, I don't have the same setup myself at Vista Cana, and nor do I have it at the Primavera Residences. They have a hotel on site at Primavera. That's standalone. That's condos and villas. And like I said, Vista Cana, some of it is hotel related, where they're going to check in at the hotel, because Vista Cana has its own hotel as well. But I think they're going to expand that, quite honestly. We'll see, though. We will see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 42 minutes in, and I forgot, please smash that like button, because I'm here at the Charlotte airport and we're still talking and we're still live. We're still doing the Wednesday night live stream with members only chat. So if you can't chat, there's a reason why, because you have to have the icon next to your name, but you can still watch. And hopefully we're giving you some tidbits, some gems that you can use in the future. But Marrero has that set up, and he's going to be in that 30% program, which is sweet. But again, I think how you're going to rent it out is minor, because it's already said, even Estacio said they're going to have a management program. So there's lots of people already going to have the management thing. So that won't be a problem. But I do like having a check-in on site. I do have to admit that makes things so seamless, no issues whatsoever. A person puts down their credit card. Now we don't have to worry about somebody trashing the unit. I do really, really like that. So now you're thinking like a big boss. That would be a great service. Just hire some locals for that. That's it, Victor Marrero. That's how we do this. You know how we do this. Don't let the yelling and screaming in the mild mannered fool you. You see, the shirt speaks for itself. You know, you guys don't know exactly everything that I am capable of yet, but time will show itself. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. In fact, I've been thinking about it, because there's been people that's contacted me that are in Panorama Gardens because they saw the videos, and there's literally there's somewhere like 15 people. And they sent me a message going, 15 people bought 15 separate units in Panorama Garden Park. They sent me a message saying, hey, do you have any idea on, do you want to work together on renting this? And then right then and there, I was just like, work together? I'll just have a service. What do you mean? So we could have like 20 clients already. Literally. That's how crazy it is. And so once you have that type of power, then you would have an office. Then you would have people doing the same thing. Check in, slide your card. We're doing an authorization for 200, 300 bucks, whatever the case may be. And then we'll handle the housekeeping. It'll all be straight up, just like a normal environment. So I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity for that. If it comes to that, we will see. But right now, I think we all have a door in. We could all do it, right? Tim Smith, welcome to the Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. Charlotte's probably my least favorite airport. Exactly, man. Tell me about it. The only thing I like about Charlotte is they have a lot of places to eat. That's what I love about this place. The structure of the airport itself is kind of weird, but I do love it how they have all the places you can eat. They just don't have any lounge area to do any like live streaming. That's the only thing. But yeah, that's how we do it. Victor M sounds like a great setup. Yeah, that's how you do it, Wilson Koo. That's why you have to think about when you're investing what your plans are. But in our cases, in DR, for instance, it's going to be relatively easy. There's so many companies that are already going to be doing the housekeeping. There's so many units that are going to be available where they're going to. So I don't see a real issue with that whatsoever. Seems like managing Airbnb, pre-construction, DR condos cheaper than managing properties in states. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's almost going to be the same. It's going to be the same because there's no way around it. Okay, I'll put it this way. It won't be the same as far as costs, though. The cost is less in the DR. So when you can get housekeeping for $20, $25, I mean, that's unheard of. Somebody's going to clean a two-bedroom condo, two-bedroom villa, $20, $25. Can't get that, as far as I know, anywhere in America. So that's one of my things. That's why I kind of want to do it myself if it was possible, because I really don't want to give up that 30% for something that I already know I can get a housekeeper for, even if I pay him $30 per unit, and then I charge people for that on Airbnb anyhow. If I'm going to do it, and I'm charging people for the electricity, because when you're in the DR, people charge you on Airbnb for the electricity and for housekeeping. That's all on there. So that's done. So why would I really want to give up that much money, in my opinion? But we'll see. I may be willing to if I'm able to charge $300 a night at my spot, one of them, then giving up $90. That would be my housekeeping. That would be less of a headache. Then that might start to be worth it. In fact, that probably would be worth it. I wouldn't mind paying somebody 30% if I can charge $300 a night and I make $200 per night. That would be awesome. Bradley is a worse airport. That is true. That's very true. Man, I can't even believe they haven't torn Bradley down. That's ridiculous. Jewel 20 lady with the icon. Hello to the SSN family. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Oh my, and Charlie's in the house. Happy hump day, SSN Nation. Charlie with the icon next to her name. Thank you so much for being here on the Wednesday Night Live. All right, everybody who just showed up, please smash that like button so we can get those YouTube algorithms to kick in. Think about it. You're going to have tourists arriving late with questions. Also, what if you have maintenance issue at 2 a.m? Who do you call? I know you're thinking about it. That's right. I'm thinking about it. Marrero, therein lies the whole problem right there. I've been so used to, well, I've never rented a unit like how you do, standalone. I've been so spoiled over the last 9 years, where I've always a hotel, timeshare hotel. So none of that even comes to my mind, right? But with the new properties in DR, this is going to have to come into play. And you're right about that. That's why we have to have either I have to work with the staff or I have to create my own. There's no way around it, especially since I'm going to get a third property there too. So, I like exponentials. I like when Shakira or whoever's in town and, doing their concert and Hard Rock is charging $1,200. Kana Rock owners are charging probably half that. And then I get to sneak in and charge $300, $350 a night and get a nice sum for me. Yeah, but you're right. Uh, that's why I'm probably going to have to either have my own housekeeping outfit, maintenance outfit, or I'm going to have to sign on to the hotel 30% plan. Either way, that's how it's going to have to work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to have to leave here in about the next 5 minutes. So if there's anything else you guys want to talk about tonight, please let me know. So we can talk and we can get it over with before I have to get on another plane. And then I'll see you guys on the Friday night live stream. So again, I don't know if Sean's going to be on the Friday night live stream. I think he might have something to do, but I'm trying to get him on as soon as possible. That's if you like smooth jazz. And again, down below in the description, if you want to show your support and love for him, I have a link to the Amazon, so you can go buy either a single or you can go buy the album. But I'm going to tell you my favorite is In the Moment and Good Vibrations and Magic Man. Those are some of the ones that I like on his album. So in fact, I haven't bought the album yet, but I wanted to talk with him about where I should buy it from. Even though I have the Amazon link, I realized that he might only get a percentage of the album sale versus somewhere else. Like if you bought directly from his website, which is actually, hold on, it's Sean Rayford up here, Sax, I believe. IFORD Sax. I think that's it. I put it in the chat. All right. So if you want to show some support and you like smooth jazz, like I said, he went from top 37 in the smooth jazz chart to number 50. He's not even on a label. Independent, all independent. He owns all of it. It's beautiful. All right. He's not even on a label, which is awesome. So it's his label, in other words. So it's beautiful. Nobody's pushing it out there. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm probably going to wrap it up because I know my boarding is in about 10, 15 minutes. But again, this was fun. I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So I'm used to the Wednesday night live streams and of course, member only chat. I love it. And so I just wanted to come in, even if it's late, even if it's only for 45, 50 minutes, we got it in, right? Have a little fun. All right. Hard Rock was charging up to $1,500 per night during Shakira's, and they were fully booked. Yeah, exactly. I stayed there during the Latin Festival. We paid $2,000 for a weekend, but we had a blast. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the advantage that you have at Counter Rock. The Counter Rock properties on the Hard Rock, you're going to be able, if they're charging $1,500 per night for a studio. Now, keep in mind, these are studio units. These aren't suites, even though the studio is a suite. It's nice. But they're not like 2-bedroom apartments. They're nice. But can you imagine what Marrero can charge that has a 2-bedroom condo on property? How much is that worth to people that came with their friends, where they didn't have to have 5 people or 4 people in a studio unit? How much is it worth to them? Can he charge $800 a night when Shakira was there? I think so. I mean, I think that would be an easy thing. They're sold out at $1,500. If somebody says, hey, 2-bedroom condo and you can walk over here and it only takes 4 minutes to walk up there and you're going to pay almost, 40% less, I think people would do that. Yeah, they don't get the all-inclusive thing and all that, but so what? You got enough money in that savings of $700 for one night. I think you can go party and go buy food and go to any restaurant you want. It's not going to cost you $700, even if you had 10 people. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Thanks for the tips. Wilson Koo, right on, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Charlie, thank you, Eric. You're welcome. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you, Eric. Safe travels. Thank you, Mr. Financial. Tiffany Young's in the house with the icon on the Wednesday Night Live. Good night, everyone. I love listening to you all. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you being here. Jewel 20 lady with the icon. Thank you so much. It will be, hopefully, he won't have a problem to rent out. No, he won't have a problem at all to rent out. All right. So I'm going to have to run, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support. And now we just got to get Sean on one of these days. And hopefully it'll either be Friday or it'll be Monday. So we'll talk and see how it goes then. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. So once again, if you want to buy low and sell high products and services, please check out the video that I dropped earlier today, how to make $1,000 a month. Leverage your time, leverage everything so you don't have to work for the money yourself. That's why you use the internet. All right. And then what else can we do? Invest in other vehicles, assets that pay you. You know the theme in 2021. In fact, I should make a t-shirt with that too. Even though that nobody's coming to save you, I can't get that made, unfortunately. But we'll see when that comes out, probably in about another month. But it's all good. And I want to thank you again, everybody, for being here. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.